What's up, Michigan State fans? This is Jacob Kotzig here back for another episode of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. This is our podcast from Monday, January 19th, 2026. Happy MLK Day, everyone here. So just going to talk some more hoops today, MSU basketball. Another week ahead. Interesting week for the Spartans coming up here. Recording this before the AP poll comes out. I'd have to imagine they'll move up at least a spot or two. Maybe they'll be in the top 10 by the time the rankings come out here. But it's two games, certainly that I think this week before the next rankings come out after that, that certainly Michigan State should really win. But still, and you got to play the games. You got to go get the wins. So I'm just going to kind of quickly break down these two upcoming games coming here for the Spartans. Again, coming up on Tuesday, late tip-off time, 9 p.m. on FS1, a game against Oregon. Two very, very experienced coaches in this game. You don't need me to really give you the rundown on Tom Izzo, but Oregon, Dana Altman, he's been doing this a very, very long time, longer than Izzo has. There's only one coach in the Big Ten who can say he's won more Division I basketball games than Tom Izzo. It's Dana Altman. Not all of them are in the Big Ten, of course. Oregon just joined the Big Ten, but Altman's been there for quite some time. His first year at Oregon was back when it was known as the Pac-10, before they joined, before it became the Pac-12, and then of course they moved to the Big Ten. And obviously the Pac-12 will kind of make a comeback next season, but it's not really going to be the same Pac-12. Not really going to be on the same level. But before that, he was the head coach at Creighton for a while. Built that program up a little bit, but again, he's had a really successful run at Oregon. It's kind of difficult to remember maybe, but they made the Final Four in 2017. Altman's team did. They were 3 seed that year. Made it all the way to the semifinal game, lost by 1 point to North Carolina. I think it was that. Now I'm blanking. That's not the one MSU made. No, I can't. I'm blanking right now. I'm not quite certain. I'm trying to figure that out as we speak. But still, you get my point. No, MSU definitely did not make it to the Final Four that year, second round exit. But yeah, Altman, very, very experienced coach, having a down year certainly right now. The Ducks are 1-6 during Big Ten play so far, 8-10. Probably going to be a team once it's all said and done. They're going to have a losing record. Altman hasn't had a losing season since his very first season at Creighton. That was back in 94-95. It was one season before Tom Izzo became the head coach at Michigan State. So that's a long time ago. Very, very long time ago. Ever since then, Altman's had nothing but at least winning seasons ever since then. So, but still, down year for Oregon. They've lost 4 straight games. Some of these losses have been pretty bad. They did keep it close against Michigan on Saturday. They're actually winning by 1 point at halftime. Michigan kind of had a surge early on in the second half of that one, then just kind of kept Oregon at arm's length the rest of the way. But there's been some not great losses on here, I must say. They lost by 35 to Nebraska, lost by 10 at home to Ohio State, lost at Rutgers. Rutgers is pretty bad as well. It's kind of weird. Like, they play some good teams close. Like, they played Gonzaga, lost by 9. Decent performance again. Again, they lost by 11 at UCLA, lost by 5 to USC. They played Creighton, lost by 10. Lost by 17 to San Diego State. Not great there. Lost by 11 to Auburn. So, like, they're not, besides the Nebraska game on the road, not a ton of blowout losses, but they're just not really beating anyone impressive. Their best win this season is their lone conference win. It was at Maryland, and Maryland's not very good either. We're going to talk about them earlier on here. So certainly a game that Michigan State should win. If they do not win it, it would be considered a bad loss, in my opinion. It's a quad 2 game. Again, anytime it's not a quad 1 game as far in the Big Ten, your opponent's probably not very good because all for a road game, they just have to be top 75 in net. Oregon's, I believe, right around 100 at the moment. So, again, not a very difficult game, really, in my opinion. But the second one of the week might be even easier. Looking at it, they play Maryland at home. really the stretch before they play Michigan is quite light moving forward. 3 games. Michigan State really going into that big game against Michigan on January 30th. They should be 19-2 and 9-1 in Big Ten play. Will they beat Michigan? I don't know yet. I couldn't give you a prediction at the moment. Still would like to see the data points leading up to that one before I can make any sort of prediction. That's going to be a really good game. But still, Maryland at home, a game that's really a game Michigan State should probably win it in their sleep. If you ask me, Ken Palm, I have it pulled up right in front of me here. 96% chance to win going as of right now for Michigan State heading into that one. And that's with Maryland gave itself a big bump actually on Sunday. They played Penn State, won by 23 points. It was their first conference win. Penn State's not very good. The fact that Michigan State actually was kind of in danger of losing to the Nittany Lions, it wasn't really the greatest look. Again, it was a random December game. I think it might have been their first true road game as well. So again, it's one of those, type of things. But you get over it. They won. At the end of the day, if you win, it's hardly ever that big of a deal moving forward as far as that goes. But Maryland is all the way down on KenPom at 113 as I record this. I think that will be a quad 3 game for Michigan State. If you don't know the quad system, quad 1's considered a relatively difficult game. There's definitely tiers to it as well, where like playing Michigan on the road's like as tough as it gets. Basically, playing in Mackey is still a lot tougher than playing the number 30 team at home. Those are both technically quad 1 games, but in general terms, quad 1 games are considered at the Big Ten level at least a reasonably difficult game. There's quad 1A, which is the top half, I believe, of quad 1 games. Those are like pretty difficult games, but just quad 1, getting quad 1 wins is a relatively big deal in terms of building an NCAA tournament resume. Really, for a program like Michigan State, quad 2 and quad 3 games are games you should absolutely be winning. You might lose a quad 2 game once in a while, but quad 3 and 4, quad 4s are like when you're playing Detroit Mercy. Like you're playing the bad teams in the non-conference schedule. Really, Maryland might be quad 4. They're like they're not good. But quad 3, quad 4, you should absolutely be winning those games. You don't really get any points for winning those games. Losing them is kind of like the type of thing that wrecks your resume come March. So if that's when I'm referring to quad 1, quad 2, quad 3, that's kind of what I'm talking about in that regard. It's a little oversimplified if you ask me, but it's a major statistic in terms of building an NCAA tournament resume. But Maryland, they are 8-10 and 1-6 heading into this week as well. Again, their best win's probably that Penn State game. Other wins are, I'll just go through the list. Coppin State, Alcorn State. They beat Marquette on the road, but Marquette is 6-13. Not exactly a very good team. Mount St. Mary's in overtime. UNLV, semi-decent, I guess. Not really impressive, though. Wagner, Old Dominion, and, again, Penn State most recently. Again, whenever they've played, they play Illinois before they play Michigan State, so certainly would expect them to be 8-11 and 1-7 heading into the Breslin Center. But they lost. Like a lot of these games are not very close either. 17 points lost to USC, 12-point loss to UCLA, lost by 18 to Indiana, lost by 10 to Oregon, lost by 8 at Virginia, played at Michigan, lost by 8, or hosted Michigan, lost by 18. Lost by 19 at Iowa. Like, you get the picture here. They got destroyed by Gonzaga, too, by 39 points. Got destroyed by Alabama as well. So, yeah, 2 teams that, as you can kind of see, Michigan State is a lot better than. So, again, I forgot the third game. After they play that, before they play Michigan, they play Rutgers on the road. Tough environment to play in when Rutgers is good, but I have doubts. The RAC, I don't know if they still call it the RAC, but they called it the RAC when they first joined the Big Ten. I have doubts the RAC is going to be very difficult this year. Rutgers is the worst team in the Big Ten in terms, I believe, in the KenPom rankings. They're 152 right now. Yeah, in terms of, they've won 2 conference games, but they're the worst team in terms of KenPom rating in the Big Ten at the moment. That's partially because they lost to Central Connecticut State at home. Yeah, that's a real school. Their 2 conference wins. Okay, their 2 conference wins are against Oregon by 3 points in overtime and at home to Northwestern by 2 points in overtime. So they haven't won a conference game in regulation, and it's to two of the weaker teams at home. Yeah. Again, next 3 games. If Michigan State is undefeated in these next 3 games, heading into Michigan with a lot of momentum, really. They're on a 4-game win streak right now. If they could be having a lot of momentum, potentially here, probably here, 7 straight wins heading into that Michigan game. That's kind of the big thing circled on my calendar moving forward here. That's the kind of the thing I'm able to look forward to at the moment. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of a quick breakdown of the schedule outlook over the next week and a half or so, really 2 weeks with the Michigan game included. For Michigan State basketball, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, really, in my opinion, they go 3-0, so I don't have egg on my face, and this isn't on the interwebs for people to judge, but we'll see what happens there. Once again, though, there will be plenty of written content at SpartanNation.com or at Michigan State Spartans on SI on MSU basketball, MSU football, whatever is going on at the moment. You should go check that out for me and plenty of our other writers here at MSU on SI. Once again, though, thank you very much for listening, whether you're on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, any other streaming platform. Thank you very much. Once again, though, I'm Jacob Kotsnika. I'll see you guys around.